Hi, folks. Welcome back to Heard It on the X, the East Coast premier music talk show. There's Udo, and that's what I was talking about the pronunciation.
The crossbows.
We're joined by Geno McManus, who's enlightening us on everything from music to Japanese pronunciation of rock and roll tunes. Geno, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We had to do it. We had to find Udo.
That's cute.
He's a monster. I mean, this is a monster player. I mean, he's probably like 12 now, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, you're kind of like, obviously being American, you're a little suspect. Like, all right, who's pushing this kid? And we met his mother and his father at the show. We brought him backstage and talked for a minute, and they're just as much freaked out about this as everybody else is. This kid just loves the guitar. So he's going to be a monster in a few more years. He's a monster already, but he'll probably develop a way of feeling it too.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a monster. I just heard an interview with Jesse Ventura, and Jesse Ventura said that Jesse lives in Mexico. He said that every American should leave the country for a period of time to be able to look back at America. What has it taught you about America? Were there any things? Do you look at America a little differently now you spend a little bit of time? Do you?
I've been completely. There's been times where I've been, really proud to be American and been completely embarrassed, and then also humbled.
Right.
Like being in Okinawa, I wasn't so proud to be an American because you see a lot of that's when the Marines finish their survival training, so it's just kind of like throwing a Mentos in a 2-liter bottle.
Yeah.
So, and they go nuts, and it's well documented in the news there. But looking at America, I think I think that should be like mandatory. Like they're talking about, I don't think it's a form of socialism to demand that that something be done to go abroad for whatever 2 weeks, something. Especially when you're younger, because when you do come back and you see, like, we're not as tolerant here as we think we are. We're not as free here as we think we are.
No, and we're arrogant. I mean, that's one of the biggest things.
There's a lot of arrogance, and there's a lot of a lot of chest puffing. Like, well, I'm American.
That's right.
So screw those people. And Southern accent not intended, but just naturally comes out when you think about it.
America.
And I think that there's so much beauty in the world, and there's different ways of looking at things. And just recently when I was in Stockholm, I mean, they haven't knocked down a building there. And they're not concerned about building new ones. They're working on becoming a greener city but keeping natural beauty and and retrofitting stuff. Similar to some of the things that we do here in Buffalo, but it's just like they just do it, and they pay a hell of a lot more for gas than we do, and don't complain about it, and don't send stupid internet things in. On Wednesday, don't buy gas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's completely changed me as far as being here. I'm a lot more tolerant to things. It's you listen to bar conversations and it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter, dude.
No, yeah, exactly. It's funny because I think all of us are searching for a higher consciousness, and it seems like folks like yourself that are able to step outside the box and look back, achieve it a little quicker, maybe. And I guess it's just
a little bit. I mean, certainly the best thing about being a musician is the access that it gives you to the world. I was in London when George Bush got elected the second term, and I didn't think he should have won that election. I mean, I'm an independent, so my politics or whatever works.
Right, exactly. Makes sense.
And, but it was funny because it was like, hey, you're American. We want to talk to you. I was at a comedy club, and everybody wanted to talk to me about, like, how did this happen, and how did this guy get elected again, and what's going on with your country? We used to look up to America. America used to lead the world and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm in London.
It's
funny.
funny.
The headline of the paper was there was one headline that was like one of them was like a George Bush on the cover, and then above it was dope. And another one was basically the election results, and it's like, how can so many, 200-something million, be so stupid or be so dumb? And another one had just a black cover and it said, "Rest in peace, America, 1776 to 2000."